Hey guys, so on today's book table we have got Make Your Bed by Admiral William. Now, when I picked up this book initially, I say to myself, you mean people don't make their own beds every single morning? It's something that has to be done. But then again, I thought to myself that I do have the unfair advantage because I went to boarding school for the majority of my life, and making a bed was something that we had to do. It was like a military drilling in my head that you have to make your bed, or else your day is not going to start. So we never ever started our days without making our bed. And if you didn't make your bed, you were called from the classroom and you were taken to the dormitory to make your bed. So making your bed was a priority. But then again, it's different in different worlds. But let us see how a whole entire book has been written about making your bed. And what else can you talk about making your bed? Now, this is where it comes in. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Lucy. I do make book talks which are related to self-help development, developing your mind, making you a better person, elevating you, because I'm a serious self-help book reader that reads a lot of self-help books, takes that knowledge, shares with you, and tells you whether it's worth you actually buying that book every single time you move in a bookstore. The new year is coming and a lot of you are going to be looking at how you can transform your lives and be better, and I bet you're actually going to be thinking about picking up a book, but you'll remember my video and what I said, because apparently 75% of you that are watching are not subscribed. Let us change the narrative. Let us change something, and let's do something new. Do something new today, saying that I subscribe to this girl that I know is going to give me lovely knowledge and gems. I've talked so much on that bit. Let's jump right into the video. So for those who do not know who Admiral William is this amazing guy that did a speech in America in 2014 at the university for graduates who had just graduated, and the main focus was about a simple thing as making your bed. I'll put the clip here.
To change the world, start off by making your bed. If you make your bed every morning, you will have accomplished the first task of the day. It will give you a small sense of pride, and it will encourage you to do another task, and another, and another. And by the end of the day, that one task completed will have turned into many tasks completed.
Now, in the whole speech, his main focus was about making your bed, but it's not the aspect of you making your bed. It's the small habits that you do every single day that you overlook or underlook that actually do make a difference in your life. And starting off with that, he says, make your bed. Okay, lesson number 1 is start your day with a task completed. And that means that start your day by making your bed. Making your bed in the morning is an act of discipline, and it sets the tone for your entire day. I cannot leave my room or the house without me making my bed. If I don't make my bed, it feels like I haven't woken up yet. I haven't started my day yet. And it literally sets the tone. Once my bed is not made, the room is messy and the day hasn't started yet. Because after you make your bed in the morning, it becomes like a ripple effect of positivity every single time, because once my bed is made, once it's organized, I can now get onto something else, because I want to stack positivity on top of positivity on top of positivity. So it's a ripple effect, and it's an act of discipline that you have to do. Gone are the days when I was in boarding school in a dormitory, they would ring the bell and they would make all of us in the morning lay our beds and make our beds at that very time, at the very moment, before anything else. So Admiral William, he took that lesson that he learned from the Navy SEAL and shared it and said it's just very important that when you make your bed in the morning, it seems as though your mom is annoying you or she's annoyed you when you were younger, but making your bed in the morning is an act of discipline, and discipline is what you need. Lesson number 2 is embrace failure to build resilience. He shares in the book that failure is a necessary part of growth and part of life. If you haven't failed in your life, you haven't yet experienced growth, and you're not yet in a growth process. I'll repeat that. If you have not failed, you haven't grown, because in your failure is when you know the level at which you are resilient. If you fail is when you know the level at which you're motivated and the level at which you want something so bad. Without that, you yet don't know the potential of how bad you want that thing, of how much that thing means to you through that particular failure. He says that he recalls a sugar cookie exercise where trainees who failed at any task had to roll in sand, staying uncomfortable and gritty all day. The message was failure and discomfort build endurance. And for Admiral, he said that this experience taught him to handle setbacks with grit a quality that helps life's real challenges. And if you're here and there's something that you failed at or something that you've not been good at, just take it as a growth process, or take it as something new that you're going to learn and you're going to grow at every single time. And you've had this so many times. If you treat failure like it's the end of it all, trust and believe you can cry with your end of being it all. That's all I can say to you. But you have to treat that failure as your good price, your scars on yourself, and not things that you should be ashamed of, but they are things to remind you of the journey that you took, the recovery, the healing of everything. Okay. Lesson number 3 is stand up to bullies. He says that facing adversity head on and not standing down to people that actually bully you really sometimes helps you have your own affirmation or your own stand.
Okay, are you a daughter? Are you a girl? Are you too scared to take me on without your little friends?
Oh no, he's calling out the big one.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Come on, come at
Dylan!
Yes!
Oh, Dylan, what are you doing?
Did you see? Did you see? I punched her in the face just like you taught me.
What?
And then I kicked her right in the nuts. You like that, bitch? Huh?
No.
You want some more, bitch?
He gives an example. He says that in the SEAL training, candidates were required to swim at night in shark-infested waters as a way to conquer fear. William emphasizes that facing these fears, just like standing up in real life, bullies, builds courage and confidence, both in critical and overcoming obstacles. Now, I've had so many stories on the internet whereby kids have come back home, like little boys have come back home and have told their dad, when I was in school, this boy, he took my lunchbox. And the dad looked at him and said, so what did you do? What did you do when he took your lunchbox? Did you slap him back? Or someone says, Dad, when I was at school, this boy punched me. And the dad will be like, I hope you punched him back real hard. It's not teaching that kid to be aggressive or teaching that kid to fight and beat everybody else, but it's actually teaching that kid to be strong and confident and stand up for himself. Not running back home when they have taken your lunchbox. They take your lunchbox, take it back. He punches you in the face, punch him back. Because at the end of the day, the next day he's not going to take your lunchbox. The next day he's not going to punch you in the face because you punched him back. He doesn't want to feel that pain that you gave him the other day. Okay, so it talks about that you have to stand up to bullies and you have to kind of like say enough is enough. Today is the day when I take back my power. Because the more that you allow people to step on you and do things on you, you give them the power to do whatever they want to do in your life. But the moment you say, you know what, hold on a minute, this is a full stop and it's going to end now, is when you actually have your power. Bullies come in different forms. Don't think bullies is only at school. You can have bullies within family. You can have bullies within workplaces. You can have bullies, at work. You can have bullies everywhere, on the street, with strangers, everywhere. There are different forms and types of bullies, but you have to sometimes stand up for your own self in a very smart way. But I'm not saying bullies who are holding weapons, because we're going too far, okay? That's different. Lesson number 4 is don't go through life alone. Teamwork, team group, working in a group, accountability, friends helps you go further in life. Now, for me personally, my personality thrives on its own, better on its own. But my personality has come to realize that sometimes I need a team. I need a couple of people that we can kind of bounce off each other with ideas and things to do, because without that, I feel alone and I feel very lonely. And something that is done in a group creates better achievement or success or results, rather than when you do something on your own. Because on your own, it's like you isolate your mind, and when you isolate your mind so much, it makes you think the worst, do the worst, and sometimes look down on your own self. Gives an example that in training exercises in the SEAL, teamwork was essential to surviving the physical and the mental strain. He notes that learning to rely on others builds trust and mutual strength, which translates to all walks of life, whether in family, friendships, or work, which is so important. Lesson number 5 is never ring the bell. Now, when I read that title before reading everything else, it reminded me of, those movies that I've watched, or those trainings that I've watched, that, if you ring a bell, it's sending off an alarm, or it's you've achieved something, or something like that, something in terms of that. But this is literally what he says about that. He says, in the SEAL training, quitting is symbolizes by ringing a brass bell. For William, never giving up, no matter how tough things get, is crucial to achieving your success. I have a 50-50 with that. And he says that, you know, the lesson is a metaphor to enduring life's challenges and staying committed when things impossible. Sometimes you have to quit. I personally believe that sometimes you have to look back and say, you know what, I'm gonna quit on that. You quitting and you letting go of that thing doesn't make you a loser, doesn't make you like someone who cannot achieve or do anything. Sometimes you just have to pack your box and leave, because quitting is the only way that you're going to grow in that place. For example, jobs, you know, staying at a job that you're not happy and you're depressed and you're not getting anywhere is not going to make you a better worker. It's not going to make you the employee of the year of the country of the world. No, sometimes you're going to be like, I'm packing my bags and I'm quitting. So he says here, do not quit. But I think in that actual sense is like, do things to the full potential before you give up. But when it gets to that point whereby you've done your best and it's not working, I tell you, pack your bags and go and talk tomorrow. So those are some of the lessons that I got from the book that I thought I would share with you. But let's talk about the pros and the cons of this particular book. So the pros of the book is that the advice is very actionable, that you can actually go ahead and do this type of things. The book is very engaging. There is a lot of storytelling. He relates back to his Navy SEAL training and the cadets and everybody else that he has been sort of training with. I don't know why I said cadets, but you know, all his colleagues that he was training with in the military. He gives you examples of that and how everything that he's saying relates to that and how it builds your character and builds you as a person. It's a very inspirational book because it talks about the small little changes that you can make that can actually make a difference, and the things that you don't have to do or you ought to do that will actually make a difference in your life. Yeah, we're talking about a difference. The cons about this book is that it feels like it's very military focused, like it's centered around military stuff. The other thing is that it's very oversimplified, that sometimes people find that advice very wishy-washy and they find that advice not really nice because it's overly simplified. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's very simplified. It's a small book, it's not that big, and when I was reading it, it just felt like all this advice that was very kind of generic. It's kind of like advice that you can find is like, drink water, think positive, do this, do that. The only thing that was very interesting about making your bed, which was like, that's really good, but the rest of it is like how they train you in the military to have a certain different kind of mindset that I find that people who have been in the military with that kind of mindset, they struggle in the real world because you can't apply your military mindset in real life all the time because they are different. They're kind of different because they are your training for danger and survival, whereas in the world it's a bit different. You know, we predict the danger that we think is going to happen, but if you're in the military, the danger is right in front of you and you have to act best on the training that you've been given. So yeah, that's what I think about the book. Let me know what you think. I'll leave the link below for this book. I'm not going to do a giveaway for this book for reasons that I've just explained. I just feel like I don't want to waste your time in a way, but you're free to pick this book up and read it and tell me what you personally think about the book. I feel like his speech was so much better than a whole entire book, but that's just a personal opinion. But you guys are here to actually tell me whether I'm wrong or I'm right. All right, let's leave it, let's conclude, and let's end it at that very point. Okay, thank you so much for watching. My name is Lucy, and do not forget to like, comment and subscribe. Like I said, 75% of you have not subscribed, but you're watching. What are you doing? Are you monitoring me? Are you becoming a monitoring spirit? What is it? You know, don't monitor me, just be part of it. Okay, anyways, bye.